Hello everyone and welcome again. When I first joined IVAO, I wanted to watch some YouTube guides, but I couldn't find anything. Today, in our first part of how to talk to the ATC, we'll cover the basics. In our next couple of videos, we will do a full flight using everything we've learned today. Now sit back and relax. Enjoy the video, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's start. We have four types of ATC: ground, tower, approach, and center. There's a basic rule. If there's no ground, you contact tower. If there's no tower, you contact approach. If there's no approach, you contact the center. If there's no ATC at all, just contact Unicom on 122.8. Unicom is basically a frequency where there's no ATC. So let's look at the IFR Clearance structure. So when you spawned in at your departure airport, you need to contact ATC and ask IFR Clearance to your destination. So when you do that, there is a specific order. So first you want to say your call sign, you want to say your destination airport, the airport you're heading to, your stand or gate number, your aircraft type, not everywhere. For example, in the UK you have to say your aircraft type, and ATIS information, just weather report. Do you are familiar to? Get a paper and a pen, because you have to repeat everything the ATC had said. What you expect from the ATC. So here we'll say your departure runway and star, and your squawk number. Squawk number is needed for the ATC to see you on his radar. Let's see what each of the ATC does. So ground gives pushbacks, startups, gives permission to taxi to your runway. Tower controls takeoffs, landings, runway crossing. Approach controls airports, airspace. It controls planes that are going in and out. But remember, you don't have to contact the approach tower if it's not your arrival airport. If you're at the approach airspace and it's not your arrival airport, you don't have to contact them. Center ATC controls like the bigger airspace than approach. For example, center might cover the whole Germany, the whole Spain, and a bit of France. Really important to identify yourself to him, because there are a lot of plane stuff flying around you. So center ATC has to do everything to make your flight safe. Let's look at the IFR Arrival, so when you arrive to your airport. So when you're gonna arrive, for example, it's like mid-flight and you're near your top of descent, center will tell you to descend and follow your flight plan. If approach is not aligned, he might give you your runway arrival and star, but he will give you your star anyway. If he didn't say your expected runway, just look at your ATIS on IVAO. I'll show it to you in a few minutes. And there will be an ATIS report saying what runway are used for arrival and departure. Approach tells you to follow your star, or he will vector you to your approach runway. For example, approach might say turn heading 270 to your final runway 27 left. Something like that. Tower gives clearance to land, controls runway crossing as well. So for example, your approach said turn heading 270 to your final. For example, I would say approach tower on my final to ILS approach runway 27 left, and approach will say contact tower on whatever frequency it is, and then you have to ask permission to land. After you have landed, you will stand at your holding point, and then tower will ask you to contact ground, so ground can give you your gate number and taxiways. Now let's make a flight plan on IVAO. There is our Simbrief. Our airline ICAO is Ryanair. If you don't know your airline ICAO, just type the name of your airline and ICAO next to it, and they will give you 3 letters. Flight number 1212, so that's how ATC will call you. You see here, ATC call sign Ryanair 1212. Departure, we're gonna depart from Nuremberg today, and you're gonna arrive at London Stansted. Let's head down. Got our aircraft type 737-800. If you're happy with this flight plan, press generate. Before you make your flight plan, I'm gonna give a link for this IVAO map. It is the same for Vatsim as well. There's a Vatsim map. So let's see. If we're gonna depart from Nuremberg, we can see there's a tower ATC. And we can see frequency that is in his online facilities tower and his ATIS. So ATIS is right here, QNH 1050. We'll see arrival runway 28 and departure runway 28. And when you depart, your initial climb is flight level 60. Alright, let's head to our Simbrief now. Alright, so we're at our Simbrief, so we're gonna scroll down. We're gonna click on profile on a network. We can see as Vatsim and IVAO. For me as IVAO, we're gonna press. We can see our flight information, departure time, and everything here basically. So you're gonna head down and press the blue thing now. When it says flight plan filled successfully and is green background, it means that it's active. So now it's time for us to go into the sim. We are at the sim now, so first thing you wanna do is to start your plane. For this video, I'm not gonna do a full startup because we're gonna do only IFR clearance. I think it's really helpful to open your PDF plan because it really helps me. If we're gonna scroll a little bit down, we're gonna see our flight plan and we're gonna see our star, because most of the times, for example for me, I can't hear the ATC properly. So our excuse me. So our set is Zulu's 1 Golf. So you're gonna take that in our notes. So let's head back to our cockpit and just get a paper and a pen. Okay, so let's write everything down. So our call sign is right now 1212. Arrival airport Stansted. Gate number 42. I think we don't have to say our aircraft type in Germany, so skip that. And then our ATIS information, we're gonna see it right now. Okay, so after that you wanna open your IVAO pilot client, press offline and make sure that your call sign and everything here is correct. That's your aircraft type and that's your airline. If it's done, press connect and you'll see your flight plan, and you'll see your flight plan right here. After that, press here and you can see Nuremberg Tower. Press there, adjust your Alright, so let's practice. So I will say Ryanair 1212, request IFR clearance to London Stansted. We are on gate 42 with ATIS information. For the ATIS information, press the ATIS, press your departure, airport, and press tower. And we can see our ATIS information, so tower information Delta. So our ATIS information is Delta. Just get familiar to it and whatever. It was written at 7:50 Zulu time. 1 hour ago. Okay, so let's practice. Ryanair 1212, request IFR clearance to London Stansted. We are on gate 42 with information Delta on board. I just want to write this down. Zulus 1 Golf. So it'd be easier for me to know what our cities most likely is. Alright, come on guys, we are ready. Ryanair 1212, request IFR clearance to London Stansted. We are on gate 42 with information Delta on board. And write everything down, he'll say.
Ryanair 1212, Nürnberg Tower Servus, Info Delta correct, you are cleared to London Stansted via the Zulus 1 Golf departure. Flight planned route, climb via to flight level 70 and squawk 4023.
So our star was Zulus 1 Golf. So it's runway 28. Our initial climb was 7,000 feet. So let's repeat the information. Ryanair 1212, we are cleared to London Stansted. Departure runway 28, Zulus 1 Golf. Departure, initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 4023.
Ryanair 1212, readback correct, startup approved.
Ryanair 1212, startup approved. So after the ATC will say readback correct, this means that we got our IFR clearance ready. You want to head down, for example, on 737, we put our squawk here, 4, 0, 2, 3, and TATRA. And that's us done with the IFR clearance for today. In our next video, we'll do a full flight with an ATC. See you guys later, and thank you very much for watching this video.